Heather Smith said, do you remember the day when you told Sergeant Major Parker that you just weren't going to serve chow? You were just everybody going to eat a Maurice for 30 days? You weren't going to take your MKT to the field or whatever. And I'm like, no, I don't remember. You're like, you don't remember that? Sergeant Major Parker lost his mind in front of you, in front of all of us. And I'm like, no, I don't know. I don't remember, and I'm just like, doo, 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 doo. But no, you did. You were like, wow. But it was taking care of me. It was teaching me, and I love it. I appreciate it, dude. I appreciate you. You are amazing, man.
Well, see, that's the thing you had to keep in mind. You remember, because like I told, like somebody asked me that question when I think it got back to a couple of commanders, and they asked me about it, and I said, well, listen, he's a show rag guy like I am. I say he was in the 82nd. I say I was in first M division, no division. I say that's the way we used to eat back then. We
Yeah.
we if we got a hot meal, it's because we was in them night defensive positions and we went out there on mission moving. I said I know what he's doing and I know where he's going, but I got to pull him in because Patriot don't do that. We don't do that at Patriot. We don't do that
We
because
don't do
I
that.
said I said the first thing is he just got here and he just warming his seat. And like I said, I am not finna let him go down that road, because if I let him go down that road, then I'm wrong. Because I let him lose his job, it's my fault. And they say, yeah, I see what you're talking about. And I say, that's why I pulled him in. And when I pulled him in and talked to him and explained to him. But like I used to tell him first on, I say, listen, y'all see, y'all know, all of y'all been in this job. That's why first songs work together and take care of each other. That's right, Sergeant Major. Well, guess what? When I sat there and watched, and I see none of y'all pulling him in, I'm pulling you in because I can't let you go out there on that rope like that. And that's when I used to tell them, you
Amen.
guys have been first songs, you know.
Amen.
Then like I told Heather that time, when she sat up there, and I said, wait a minute, first song. What you mean you're not going to the first song course? Oh, you're going to the first song course. You're going to hold that unit. You're going to the first song course. Ain't no ands and ifs about that. But you, like I said, you came in there with the right attitude. You came in there 100% ready to go. And like I told somebody, that's hard charging. That's the way they need to come in. I like that. But I ain't gonna hurt it. But I ain't gonna let him hurt himself and hurt them soldiers and hurt his unit. Because ain't nobody finna eat no darn MREs for 30 days. We ain't finna go for that. Nope, nope, nope. This is show. This is Patriot, and Patriot don't play that stuff. In SHORAD, we did that, but this is the new army. You can't do that.
Marshall in the middle.
Hello?
Oh, look at there. He's showing up. Look at that.
Can you hear me? You got me?
I can't hear you yet. What's going on? Why can't I hear you?
You can't hear me?
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Where are you
Oh my
at,
goodness.
Sergeant Major? What's going on? Let's see.
Hey,
Have I
you
got
don't
the
hear me?
speakers right?
You're supposed to be unmuted.
Speakers right. Hold on. I think I got speakers problem. No, microphone. Speaker. Check.
Check.
There we go. That's it. I fixed it. It was my end. It was my end, Sergeant Major. Look at you, dude. Look at you, dude. It was on my end. Look at you, man. I love you. I love you. How you doing, Sergeant Major? I love you, man. Look at you.
How you doing, first on?
My gosh, you are a blessing, man. You are a friggin' absolute blessing. You are an angel. I swear you are and were and continue to be an angel in my
I try to
life. I
be.
love
I try to be.
you, dude. How many moments did I sit in your office and you look at me and say, "First Sergeant, you're confused. First Sergeant, you're missing it. First Sergeant, you're confused." And I didn't, dude. I was going down that road. I was like a straight arrow, and you were just like you were such a wonderful counsel to me. You were such a wonderful blessing to me at every
Well, you
turn,
grew me too. You helped me grow too.
dude.
You
You
helped me
were you
grow
were
too.
amazing. You were amazing. I love you, dude. I would fall on any sword in any part of the world ever for you in a moment,
No,
dude. You were
don't
the
say
you
that.
were the
Don't say
best.
that.
No, I would, dude, I would. You just don't get it. You just don't get it. Those moments, dude, When there was a time, because Heather Smith talked about it when I talked to her. She's like, "You remember when you told the sergeant major you were going to take your whole unit to the field for a month with no, just MREs and I would look. I didn't know what I was doing. I was a young dude, man. I was trying to figure stuff out, and you were there, the voice of reason, the voice of calm, the voice of you were good, man. You were good. You were a blessing to me. You continue to be a blessing to me. Thank you for your service, man.
Thank you too. Thank you as well.
Where are you from?
I'm from Greenville, Mississippi.
Hell yeah, right? Isn't that a great place to be from?
Hey,
Right? I mean, you
hey, put a
dude,
comment
dude,
on that one right there. Comment on
dude,
it.
dude. They just
It's
had
all right.
a. That, how'd they fare through the hurricane?
Huh?
How'd they fare through the hurricane?
Well, they went to, I think he got Biloxi and then down in the Gulfport area, Gulfport, Biloxi area, down on the coast. It didn't go up near where I was at,
Right,
but they got rain. But that, down there, Gulfport,
right.
Biloxi, that's where it hit, down there.
What are you up to in your life? What are you doing? Are you retired? Are you working for money? What's going on?
Well, I kind of, with my appointments and everything, I'm retired, but the thing is, I kind of go out, help those kids over in New Mexico. I go over there in New Mexico every now and then and help some of those kids over there with the in those programs and coaching a little league and a little football, little stuff here. Working with kids every now and then.
That's awesome. That's awesome. That's your passion working with kids, right?
Yeah, I would say this. Growing up, I had two parents in the house, and that's fortunate because a lot of us grew up don't have two parents in the house, be the grandparents or the sister, whoever raised us. And I was fortunate. And I always said to my mom and my dad, and I said, uh, I know there's times that we got on y'all nerves and everything, but going out helping kids and plus sons of my own and grandkids, it's a given thing just to go back and help, give
Amen.
something, give somebody something because they gave you something. Help it
Amen.
50-50.
I tell you what, you gave to me. You gave to me, and I appreciate that very much. I really. So, what was it like growing up as a kid? Did you have the things you needed or wanted, or I mean, would you ride the
Well,
bike? Tell me about being a kid.
growing
And you
up
got a
here in
great
town,
smile. You got a great smile, by the way. I love your smile. Thank you.
well, growing up, it was six of us in the house, three boys, three girls. And when my mother and daddy, they gave us the food, put the roof over our heads, sent us to school, and gave us the love we need. Now we didn't. You're not gonna get. They didn't give you a lot of money because they didn't have a lot of money to give us. But I believe at 12 years old, I took my daddy's lawnmower. That's when I started going out there doing things like cutting grass, edging yards, raking leaves, and doing stuff like that, and helping bring a little money into the house to help my mother and daddy, so they didn't have to work so hard to help them with my brothers and sisters. And things like that, help buy a few clothes here, help buy some groceries and things like that. So, and I got my first job when I was in the 10th grade. And from there, I worked from the 10th grade all the way till I finished high school at a steakhouse called Beefeater Steakhouse. And I worked for a guy named Johnny McWright, the best supervisor, the best boss you could ever have. And worked for him for 2.5 years, almost 3 years. He taught me how to cook steaks. He taught me how to bake those potatoes. He taught me how to do just about everything that needs to be done in that steakhouse. And they was gonna open up another one down in Cleveland, Mississippi. And he wanted to send me to Mississippi Delta Junior College to be a chef and all that. And he was gonna start me out at that steakhouse if you ever open it. But it never came to pass to open. And as time went on, I graduated. Once I finished graduating school, and I worked at that carpet mill for 6 months. And I got laid off from there. And that's when I sat down with my mom, and my mama was talking to me, and she said, your dad was a veteran of World War II. My oldest brother, your uncle, was in the Air Force doing Vietnam. My dad's youngest brother was in the Army doing Vietnam. And my mama's youngest sister was in the Army doing Vietnam. My mom said, you know what? Probably the best thing is to go down there and see a recruiter and you enlist into the Army.
What year was that?
That was around 1978.
No way.
Yeah, 1978. And matter of fact, I went in February 14, 1978, Veterans Day.
No way. That's so cool, dude.
Oh yeah, that's Veterans Day. I mean,
you're like a Superman to me, right? That's so cool.
Valentine's Day.
78. So I was born in 68. When I was 10, you joined the Army.
Uh-huh.
When I was 10 years old, you joined the Army, right?
My 19th birthday, coming up on my 20th birthday.
No way, dude. So what was like? So what was? So tell me about Private Parker.
Private Parker. Well,
Am I right? Come on now.
well, when I first got uh, in they sent me to after basic training in Fort Bliss. They sent me to Germany, and I was trained as a 16 popper, chaparral, crewman / red eye gunner.
Reload, dude. That's big time, man. That's putting them fins on and stuff.
Yeah, our first duty station was in Nyon, Germany, HHB 233 Field Artillery, and I was a red eye gunner, and I was there for about 2.5 years. Went there from E1. When I left there, I went there from 78 to 81. After I left there, I had just made E5 and re-enlisted and went back to Bliss. They sent me back to Bliss from April 1981 to April 1982. I was on the HHB instructor group. I was at 6th Brigade, and I was an instructor. And I was there for a year, training those young soldiers coming in on them chaparrals, chaparral crewmen and stuff. And when a year came up, I left. They sent me. I went back to Germany. I went to 361 88, Büdingen, Germany. I was there from 82 to 85. Got there as E5, senior gunner for about 6 months. After about 6 months, I finally got my own squad, of course, as E5, because the squad leader was a staff sergeant position. So I had that squad for about 15, 17 months. And right at the 18th month, we went to Crete, Greece, down there do them chaparral crew drills and live fires. So we went down there, did them live fires, and I think I placed 7 out of 12 in firing one of those missiles. I had one of the youngest crews down there because I was E5. I had an E4, E3 had just made E4, was my senior gunner. And I had a PFC, E3, I had an E3 driver and an E3 communication guy. And went down there, did that. And after coming back, and then in 85, stayed there after a couple of RTAPs, a couple of reforgers, and maneuver damage control. I was a maneuver damage control NCO. After I had done anything, the battalion commander and the sergeant major selected certain NCOs, and to go do the maneuver damage control thing for reforging. I did that. And then it's about time to come back, and I PCS. After I re-enlisted, I PCS from there to Fort Polk, Louisiana. Went down there to Fort Polk. From 85 to 87, I was in 1st Battalion, 55th 88 Chaparral. down there, Fifth Infantry Division. It was Fifth Infantry Division, Red Diamonds. So
Love it.
I got down there for a while, down there for 2 years. Good duty, just hot and very humid. Of course, you know how the South feels, hot and humid. A lot of water in Louisiana, a lot of good fishing down there. Went fishing a lot, went hunting a lot. Had a couple of soldiers took me out there hunting. And we went out there hunting, shooting deer, raccoons, squirrels, rabbits. So did a lot of hunting down there. That was a good 2 years, and that's why I got married down there to my second wife, and married to her for about 12 years, which she's passed on now. But after leaving Fort Polk in '87, went back to Germany, sent me back to Germany. I staff sergeant now, so we're going back to Germany. I went to sent me to Hahn Air Force Base, which was 65688, redesignated 54488. And
Wow.
I was there from 89 to 92. And while I was over there, 6 months prior to coming back from over there, went to ANOC, came back to Bliss. Got selected to go to ANOC, went to ANOC. Once I finished ANOC, returned back to Germany, was there 90 days, and then I PCS from there and wound up in Fort Hood, Texas. Went to Fort
Murder
Hood,
capital of the
Texas,
world.
31st Brigade. It was 31st 88 Brigade, and was there from 91 to 94. I was there, and of course, when I arrived there, I was there for 4 years, and your battalion sergeant major for 3488, which was Sergeant Major Adams. That was my first sergeant when I arrived up on that site. I was
Oh
down
no
there.
way! Adams was your first sergeant. That's awesome.
He was my first sergeant. I was there for about 2 years, and he came up. He got selected to go to Sergeant Major Academy, and then once he left, we got another first sergeant in there, a guy named Sergeant Major Lloyd Coley. And
Oh, I know Coley. I know
yeah,
Coley.
he was there for a minute, and then he left in PCS to Korea, and I had another year left. And my commander, Captain Darvin Jones, I had talked to him and spoke to him a little bit and say, "Listen, sir, I done coming up on a little bit over 4 years being here, and I just need when Branch come down here, I just want to get your permission for me. It's time for me to find newer ground." He said, "Well, where you want to go?" I said, "I want to go to Korea, do that short tour in Korea, and then when I come back, because my wife was still down there in Fort Polk, she didn't PCS with me to Germany or to Fort Hood, and so I said I want to go to Korea and then return back to Polk if all possible." And then I went to Korea in '94, April '94, left there in June of '95. Once I got back, they sent me back to Fort Polk. Thought I was going to be there for a while, but as soon as I get down there, get into the 108 Brigade, I was in 1288 Avenger Battalion, which is we had OJT. Once we did that OJT in the Fort Hood, so I was on Avengers at Hood, then Korea, then turned to Fort Polk. Once I got to Fort Polk, I thought I was going to be there for at least 2 or 3 years, but once I got down there, the Z7P, the battalion commander told me, say, "Well, you know, the brigade getting ready to move next year to Fort Bliss." I said, "Oh, man." I said, "Oh." I said, "Okay, sir, I got it." So I had to tell my wife, spoke to her. We talked about it. And then she said, "Well, you going on down there, then I'll be on down there after a year." But went back down there in '96. So then stayed at Fort Polk for 4 years. Then we moved. Then I left, went, like I say, Fort Bliss. Got there in '96. And I was there at Fort Bliss from '96 in the 108 Brigade, which I had at Avenger Battery. And once I took over that battery as the first sergeant, as operation sergeant, I took over that battery, and then that battery they deactivated 1-2. Then they moved me over to 243, a Patriot Battalion. Sergeant Major Adams was the brigade sergeant major. He moved me over there because he told me, say, first sergeant, when Branch come in here, you don't say nothing. You just be quiet. I said, Sergeant Major, I want to go to Fort Stewart or either go to Fort Drum. He said, no, you just be quiet. Okay, all right, Sergeant Major.
Amen. Amen.
So he put me in the Patriot Battalion, and I was in the Patriot Battalion for about two and a half years, and did that. And then after he left and took over post, Sergeant Major James Harper came in and took over 108 Brigade, coming from Fort Drum. Once he took over that, and then he had guys coming in, he came down there and he said, hey, first sergeant, I already mentioned to you, battalion commander, since they over in Saudi Arabia and everything in the sergeant major, I need you to take over the HHB 108 Brigade. I said, well, sergeant major, you sure you want me to do that? He said, I need you up there. I said, okay. All right, sergeant major, I do whatever you want me to do. And I was in there until 96, till about July 96, when I took over that. And then I got selected for sergeant major. And I went to a sergeant major course from July 96 up to, not 96, I'm sorry, 2001 when I went to sergeant major academy. Because I did 7 years in that brigade, so 3 units. But after I went to sergeant major academy and left there, on my way to Germany again, where I went to the 1st Infantry Division for the second time, 4380A Avenger Battalion. I was Operations Sergeant Major. And I guess I was on the ground about 3-4 months. Of course, Sergeant Major Chase had already told me, him and the commander already told me, when they called me at home on leave, said, hey, you would be the battalion is going to Iraq. I said, okay, sir. Got it. So once I got there in 2003, July 2003, I think I spent about 3-4 months in Kitzken, Germany with the battalion, getting everything loaded up and on the railheads and sending stuff down to the shipyard down there, putting on the boats down there to Frankfurt. Then about, first of all, October 2003, I was on my way on a torch party to Iraq. I get over there, I was over there on the ground with the 4th Infantry Division, because we was taking over from them. And I was on the ground with them until the battalion arrived around January. I was over there about 4 or 5 months on the ground, setting up to bring in the battalion, setting up the housings, the buses, and everything else, getting all that stuff straight. That was workload. That was definitely a workload. And but I had some good E7s with me and some good NCOs and people that need to sign for stuff and make sure, good supply sergeant and motor sergeant and mess people on the ground to help me get this stuff organized to bring the battalion in. And stayed over there till 2003. Then I left out of there about December 2004. And after I left there, they sent me back to Kitzken. And once I left Kitzken, January 2005, when I arrived back to El Paso, to Fort Bliss again, to take over 552 ADA in the 11th Brigade. So
that's where I met you.
That's right. And that's where it was started for me right there as a CSM in the 11th Brigade. And that's when I kind of said, because when with the first commander I had, Colonel Simonetta, I told him, he said, well, Sergeant Major, what you looking to do, Pat? I said, well, sir, this is my last stop, and I think it's going to be my last hurrah. Because I say between Desert Storm and Iraq and everything, and I think it's going to be, I say this is going to be it for me. I ain't seeking no higher. because I promised my wife now, my second wife, I promised her, I say, hey, it's gonna be it. I'm gonna call her today because I need to spend some time with her and the grandbabies I had and everything else. So
You told me that.
that was
You
the
told me
last thing
that.
to do.
Yeah, in your office one day, you're like, dude, I got nothing to lose, man. This is it for me, and I'm happy. And you were a wise counsel. You were wise counsel. You told me about certain people and certain things and certain stuff that was going on. Yeah, dude, you were good. You were amazing. I love you. I love you. Yeah.
So what? How you been doing?
Oh, I've been great. I've been great. You know, so one of the things that's been so interesting about this is the ability to talk to folks like you, right? Look, looking back on that time in my life, I was young. I was full of
Yeah, you were. Yeah,
testosterone.
yeah, yeah,
I was full of piss and vinegar and ready to go conquer the world. And
yep,
you held the
yep.
throttle on me. You throttled me at my ass back and you said, "Come on, first sergeant, think about what you're doing." And you were a mentor. Like you were a great mentor. I was a E7 HHB first sergeant when we met. You called me in your office and you said, dude, I'm about to give you a thoroughbred horse, and I know that you don't even know how to ride the one at the Walmart in the front, that's just going up and down, and you did a great job. You and Luther Harris, dude, you guys were gold. I love you guys. You guys were awesome, man. You guys taught me what right looked like, and took a young E7 and turned me into an adequate first sergeant. And I love you, man. I love you.
Yeah. Like I said, when I look at you now, I see you now. I see the things you have done and accomplished after that. Because I was following you after I retired and see what you were doing and everything. I watched everything you accomplished. And and Luther said, I said, hey, I say Marshall and Grove, ain't he? I say, yeah. He said, yeah, he had. I say, out of all the first sergeants, you, uh, Finkley, Pickney, Jones, all y'all grown. I seen you. But you, I told him, I say, now Marshall, he got it. He got it. He done went and did what he need to do. He grew big time. But
Oh
there's a
my
couple of them I
gosh.
still watch and I see. And I say, yeah, it's a good thing they retired because they be up in there now. Somebody be to chop their head off. Because I say they up
Oh
in there now, them start making
no.
chop their head off now. Chop their head off because they be in there doing all this stuff. But I tell you, when you first, like you said, we all did it because I was the same way, piss and vinegar. I was the same way too. Somebody had to throttle me back. Somebody had to mentor me. Somebody had to teach me. But everything you did and you turned, I could see how positive it was. I can see how your soldiers keep up with you. I can see how your soldiers appreciate you. I can see how they love you. And that's the main thing that you got that out of that. You got that out of that. And that was a good thing right there. But
You, dude, you. I got it from you, man. I got it from you. You pulled me aside several times, and look, called me in my office, in your office, like and serious, and like real talk, dude, real talk, you and me, and you're like, you better figure your shit out first, Sergeant. I'm like standing in a parade dress. I'm like, yes, Sergeant Major, but it was good advice every time. It was good advice, and I appreciate. I've been telling my partner Bella all day how excited I was about our interview tonight. How excited I was about talking to you. You are a stud, man. You are an American stud, dude. You look. It's hard to blunt a guy like me. I'm like rah 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 rah, and you're over here. You're like, whoa, chill out for sergeant, chill out a minute, right? Heather Smith said, do you remember the day when you told Sergeant Major Parker that you just weren't going to serve chow? You were just everybody going to eat a Maurice for 30 days? You weren't going to take your MKT to the field or whatever. And I'm like, no, I don't remember. You're like, you don't remember that? Sergeant Major Parker lost his mind in front of you, in front of all of us. And I'm like, no, I don't know. I don't remember, and I'm just like, doo, 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 doo. But no, you did. You were like, rah, but it was taking care of me. It was teaching me, and I love it. I appreciate it, dude. I appreciate you. You are amazing, man.
Well, see, that's the thing you had to keep in mind. You remember, because like I told, like somebody asked me that question when I think it had got back to a couple of commanders, and they asked me about it, and I said, well, listen, he's a show rag guy like I am. I say he was in the 82nd. I say I was in First M Division, no division. I say that's the way we used to eat back then. We
Yeah.
we if we got a hot meal, it's because we was in them night defensive positions and we went out there on mission moving. I said I know what he's doing and I know where he's going, but I got to pull him in because Patriot don't do that. We don't do that at Patriot. We don't do that.
We
Because
don't do
I
that.
said I said the first thing is he just got here and he just warming his seat. And like I said, I am not finna let him go down that road, because if I let him go down that road, then I'm wrong. Because I let him lose his job, it's my fault. And they say, yeah, I see what you're talking about. And I say, that's why I pulled him in. And when I pulled him in and talked to him and explained to him. But like I used to tell him first on, I say, listen, y'all see, y'all know, all of y'all been in this job. That's why first sergeants work together and take care of each other. That's right, Sergeant Major. Well, guess what? When I sat there and watched, and I see none of y'all pulling him in, I'm pulling you in because I can't let you go out there on that rope like that. And that's when I used to tell them,
Amen.
you guys have been first sergeants, you know.
Amen.
Then like I told Heather that time, when she sat up there, and I said, wait a minute, first sergeant. What you mean you're not going to the first sergeant course? Oh, you're going to the first sergeant course if you're going to hold that unit. You're going to the first sergeant course. Ain't no ands and ifs about that. But you, like I said, you came in there with the right attitude. You came in there 100% ready to go. And like I told somebody, that's hard charging. That's the way they need to come in. I like that. But I ain't going to hurt him. But I ain't going to let him hurt himself and hurt them soldiers and hurt his unit. Because ain't nobody finna eat no darn MREs for 30 days. We ain't finna go for that. Nope, nope, nope. This is Patriot, and Patriot don't play that stuff. In SHORAD, we did that. But this is the new army. You can't do that. You can't at
Amen.
MKT out there, there's going to be some hot meals out there.
Amen. Amen. And that was gold. That was gold. I turned that into gold. The last night of the field problem, we had comedy night. We served steak and shrimp, and it turned out to be it turned into being a morale booster, all because you pulled me, you put me in a headlock and gave me a noogie and said, "Hey, look, some bitch, you come on now, get with the program." You did it. You were the man. You were the man, Johnny Parker, dude. I love you, man. I love you. So tell me about Private Parker. Were you a good private?
I I tell you, I was a decent private. And I did my job, did everything else. Now, a couple of times I got into some in Germany, I got into some hiccups downtown. And it was soldiers against Germans. We was down in a club and we was having a good time. A lot of guys with me, a couple of them from South Carolina. Uh, one of them was from Macon, Georgia, and a couple of them from Little Rock, Arkansas. And we was downtown. It was about 10 of us. And we down there eating and everything. And guys came over there to the table. So we was sitting there eating. And the guy pushed the picnic table over. So before I knew anything, before I could say anything, it was too late to try to keep the guy from doing anything. Next thing you know, I see soldiers against Germans. And rather trying to get in the middle of it to stop it, I was in there with them and we were fighting. And we were fighting. And well, anyway, when we got the next one, we all had to go see the first son. And we stand up there, line up. And you stand up there as a private. especially PV2, you scared because you don't know what happened. You the lowest ranking one there. And you probably the smallest because everybody else taller than you. And first thing I hear at the first sergeant mouth was, did y'all win? And then that's when the guy said, yeah, we won. He said, how many of y'all put in the hospital? He said, I don't know we put anybody in the hospital first sergeant, but we shut some eyes. We got some eyes closed. Well, anyway, make a long story short, with this all said and done, when we had to go in and see the battalion commander, the platoon sergeant, the squad leader, first sergeant had already hooked up. So we come out of there, and we didn't receive Article 15s, but we received 14 days extra training, and we received some local letters to go in your file right there in the bill in your folder right there. And then that's when I said, that's when I told them guys, say no more of this crap, man. I can't afford this. I got kids to feed. I can't afford this. I can't afford this. We spend no money. I say first sergeant, and I never forget his name was first sergeant Larry J. Emery. Larry J. Emery, good first sergeant. And one thing I say for him, he saved all 10 of our behinds that day, all of us. And because they already knew they had problems with them guys down there, Germans down there picking on soldiers all across. And that's when they started putting certain places off limits to us. But yeah, I did what I had to do, went to work, got into a few scrapes, a few fights and everything, but I respected my chain of command. I respected my NCOs. I tried to follow them as much as I had to, could, and the officers and all the leadership and everything else, because then it wasn't so much as Article 15, this and that, because back then, you ever heard, I'm quite sure you heard about that Connex counselor. And back then, and that's where the war coming in, doing it, because we still had some people from Vietnam still in the army, and some of them living on the third floor above us and stuff. And back then, MNCOs, they'll counsel you when you do a good job, but if you're doing something else, it was something called Connex counsel. You get a little Connex counsel. So I'm gonna tell you, I tried to be on best behavior because I wasn't the biggest guy. I was always the smallest guy out of everybody there. I was always the smallest.
Really? So you never got any Connex counseling? I know what Connex counseling is. You never got any behind the Connex counseling?
I went behind the Connex twice, and I came behind there victorious. But it helped me. It helped me as long as I stayed in that area, because the thing was, it ain't no such thing as a PV2 beating up an E4 or E5. So I'm telling you, it hurt me. It hurt me pretty hard, because I thought I was over with. I thought it was gonna be over with for me down there. If they hadn't moved me out there in PCS out there, I thought the army was gonna end for me right there.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
And I'm telling you, it was rough. It was rough.
So look, tell me more about that, or tell me about becoming a sergeant.
Becoming a sergeant, watching the NCOs and the NCOs that I served with, and that was over me, and learned from them. What they did great jobs, and they did good. But I wanted to take it a little bit bigger and a little bit better and do a little bit more. I want to be one of those guys that try to not let my soldiers go through what I went through and what I seen and what I had to deal with. I want to try and make it a little bit better for them and a lot easier for them. I wanted them to get time off. When time was off, they stay off. I wanted them to learn what they need to do and go above and beyond. And I didn't want them always crying about this or whining about that or saying, do we have to do this or do we have to do that? And when time came, I said, you earn this time off, I want you off. But because there's going to be times you're not going to be able to get off. So I tried to do what I could for those soldiers and make sure they got home to their kids and to their wives and spend some time with them. Because you know as well as I know, once you start getting a lot of responsibility, getting up in them ranks, time is going to be limited with that family. It's going to be limited.
Amen. Amen.
And that's what I always try to do for those soldiers at the squad level, at the platoon level, even at the unit level or the battalion. I always try to do that because some things you can control, but you can't control everything. And I think the hardest thing with me was always with me to look in a soldier's face as as a non-commissioned officer or officer face or my first sergeant face, and I had to deliver them something that wasn't up to standard or something that was dissatisfied, especially I was dissatisfied. And that's why I used to go in that office, go in my office and put my get my thoughts together before I come out there and address that formation, address y'all, or say something to any of y'all about anything because of dissatisfaction. Because sometimes I used to bounce it off like Luther. I used to bounce it off Luther. I'll go in there and bounce it off the XO. And then every now and then, when the battalion commander, I bounce it off him. And then I bounce it off the S3. Or I pull one of them commanders in there. I know HAB commander, I pull her in there a couple times. Or Delta commander. Or triple nickel, maintenance commander. I'll pull a commander in there and bounce things off them. Them warn off everybody else because I say, before I go out there and put this information out, I need to bounce this also, man, because this ain't the kind of information I need to be bouncing off. Or just like the chaplain, just like Chaplain Welch. Now, he was my sounding board on a lot of things. And he helped me with a lot of things. And just like I told him, this is what I missed mostly when I first came in the first 3 years in the Army. Because my first duty station, we didn't have no battalion chaplain assigned to that battalion I was in. And as time goes on, people don't understand. A chaplain not only good for spiritual and giving out coupons to help kids, this and that, but that chaplain can give you some direction in a lot of ways, just like EO, just like the IG, just like legal. All those folks, they ain't got to be on their job, you talking about something legal and all this, but just to get some kind of advice and say something to somebody else, see how it sounds, then that'll make it easier for me to go and deliver that message to the battalion.
Amen. Amen. You did a good job with that. You know, you did a really good job with that for sure. Tell me about a struggle that you had. You know, did you have a struggle at some point in your career or with your family or was something
Well,
that
I
caused
tell
you
you
to
this, I had a struggle every day. I was in the Army every day from E1 to E9. And the struggle I had, and I had to learn this the hard way. You're not going to make everybody happy. And my point was this. And my point was always this. I wanted to have at least whatever unit, platoon, or whoever around me, first sergeant, whatever, I at least wanted to get a 50%, a 50% happy rating versus a 60% unhappy rating and a 40% happy rating. That was my struggles. Those are struggles. And trying to keep everybody satisfied, that's a struggle. Trying to keep people from doing the wrong thing, getting DWIs, domestic violence, going out there, losing your career, doing stuff you don't need to do to get court-martialed, doing things you don't need to do to leave there with a dishonorable discharge. I wanted to have 100% of everything in that unit or everybody in that unit to leave there, whether they ETS, retired, or whatever, leave there honorably, leave there with an award, leave there with some kind of justification showing that they came here to do something that benefited them, their family, in this nation. That's the why.
Amen.
That's the struggle I had with it all the time. Never want no soldier to go down or no officer to go down on nothing. That's always a struggle there. And I struggled with that from, like I said, from day one I came into the Army to the day I left. I struggled with that. And I struggle with that today.
Let me tell you, I'm proud of that. I remember you calling me in your office one day and telling me about a soldier that I was taking with me to Korea, and you told me, you know, that look, watch him closely, very closely, and know that he's in a struggle right now. And you know, I'll never forget that day. And I looked at you and I said, Sergeant Major, I got it. thank you very much. I appreciate it. And you, like said, you want me to take him away from you? I'll replace him with somebody else. You don't have to go forward with this guy. And I said, no. I've looked at this guy in the eye, and I think we're good, and we can do it. And you said, okay, for Sergeant, I got you. But you were an honest counsel that day. You showed me, you shined the flashlight on truth, and I appreciate that. I will never forget that. The guy's name was Burnett, Sergeant Burnett.
I
He
remember.
spent
I
time
remember.
he spent time in prison, and he's doing great now. He owns a trucking company in Tennessee, and I can't wait to talk to him. I've talked to him on the phone for over an hour one time, but soon we're going to get on tape, and I'm gonna record it. But look, you were right. You're right. You were right. You were right. You are right. And that counsel was taken into consideration with the love that it was given. But at the same time, I knew at that time that I could take Burnett and we could go and do our mission like we needed to do. And I gained so much respect for you that day. I gained so much respect for you that day. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate it. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember it because I didn't want to. The thing is, you got to keep in mind, you getting ready to go. You done pin on E8. You getting ready to go over there in one of the hardest area, hardest place to be in Korea. And you don't need to be worried about them jokers coming across that doggone DMZ, and you got to worry about this guy back here got your back. Because the thing is this, you get over there, that could be the end of First Sergeant Marshall, period. But you said, and I took you on your word because you said, I got it. I said, okay. Remember, this your baby now. You say you got it. But I'm telling you, keep your ears and your eyes open. Watch that guy. Watch that guy.
Yeah, that was amazing. That was amazing. That was totally amazing. So tell me about the time when you looked around and you realized you were the adult in the room. Do you remember a time where you were like, "Hold on just a second. Everybody else is confused on this, but I've got this. I'm suddenly the adult." Is there a time like that?
What? When I everybody confused and I'm the adult?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. A lot of times I look for y'all to be the adults. The first one to be the adult all the time. Because at the same token, I am the mentor. I am still learning too. But at the same token, because I'm learning everybody's attitude and everybody else got different ideas. Just like a couple times you came up with some ideas and I say, yeah, we can run with that if you want to take the lead on that. We can do that. Because sometimes like I told Luther when he took his battalion, I said, remember this, they gonna be sergeant majors one day too. So guess what? You ain't gotta do it all. You got them first sergeants. They can teach you a trick or two. And I say, just like when y'all there running them boards, and I told what y'all, I say, y'all got this? Okay. I'm still the president of the board, but I be in my office. And I'll never forget when you said, I got it, sergeant, man. It's okay. Then Willie said, I got it. And the only one I was concerned about each and every time, and I told y'all, when Towns got in charge, I said, y'all take care of him now. Y'all make sure nothing happens. Take care of him. And that's why everybody used to say, and then they say, well, you had a hard time. I say, no. I say, Townsend it was struggling. I say, now, and just why somebody asked me, well, why did you put E7 in HHB versus putting Towns on? I say, Towns will be the last one to get HHB in this battalion. No, I'm sorry, Major. I say, Marshall just coming in here. I see he got something. If that's what, and I'm gonna put him in there and just try him and see. And he did good, but I say, I'm gonna keep him there a year. So what you gonna do with him? I'm gonna move him to one of them batteries. He gonna get a line battery. But you got one he gonna get? I say, yes, sir. Bravo. Because Smith gonna be out here soon, so he gonna get Bravo. Put him down there. That's a good battery. Marshall be all right down there. But I said I didn't want to put him in that HHB. But if he didn't come in here with that patch on, and I know where he came from, and I know who he been under, and he had some things to show, No, I'd have worked somebody put in there, but I say no. I let him take HHB for a year, and that's why I say just a year, and then we're moving to Bravo. Because I really, because I tell you, because I really, in one thing, since you say I struggle with that. I was up night and day on that deal because I'm telling you, believe this or not, and you probably won't hear this no more, and you probably never hear it. I took some heat, big heat, putting you in HHB. That brigade sergeant major, the 32nd sergeant major, the general, the brigade commander, and I told her, and I told all of them when they told me. I said, well, I guess that's why I'm the sergeant major and I'm wearing these big boy pants.
Oh my gosh, Sergeant Major, that is amazing to hear you say that because right, I was a non-promotable Sergeant First Class
I
that
know.
I guess McGovern suggested uh, me to you, and then I went and talked to you and Colonel Simonelli, and you took a big chance on me, a huge
Oh
chance
yeah.
on me, a
Oh yeah. Because
huge chance.
like I said, because the thing is, the key thing is, I say he will not fail at the job. I will see to that. Because I say I say I've been watching him. I watch his administrative skills. He got leadership. I say now. I say unless he fooling me, but let me tell you something. That patch he wearing, that 911 patch, and he a show rag guy. Marsh ain't no goddamn knucklehead. He knows what to do and he know how to do it. I said, and one thing, putting him in that HHB, and I say that board coming up. That board is coming up. Somebody gonna look at his record and say he the first son of an HHB to something. They put him up in there, bam. And
Right.
that's when I heard them say, "Oh, I see what you're doing." I say, "Yeah," because I got some guys down there got them line units that's E7s, and they're not gonna get a promotable. But if I stick him in there, and whoever's sitting on that board, he wearing the 911 patch, his record straight, he got an HHB. Hey, if they think this guy worth a sequence number. Boom. So it all works itself out. But trust me, the heat I took, it was worth taking. The heat I took, it was worth taking. Cause like I said, I'm wearing a big boy pants, but when Colonel what's called come back in there and talk to me, he said, "Oh, Major, wow, I don't know if I could have took that kind of heat." I said, "Colonel, something else. It's like this. It's like this. I've been in the Army over 28 years. I've been taking heat every day I've been in the Army about something. So this wasn't gonna be my last and my first time taking heat." I say, we took a chance bringing him over here. So we're gonna take a
Right.
chance on him taking that HHB. Cause the first thing happened when he showed up. Now, bro, you see how them commandos running up in your office. Everybody scrambling like I'm gonna take their first sword and put them in HHB, didn't they? Yeah, they did. They did. I said, okay then. I already had a plan. That's why I didn't tell nobody until the bitter end. We gonna put him in HHB. And I say that's why I did what I did because it worked out for him. It worked out for him on every stage, and it worked out on for me. But I said I already got blasted, so it don't matter no more. I done got blasted by the four main people: the brigade commander, the general, and them sergeant major. So I already got
Who was
blasted.
who was the folks? It was Hurd, Command Sergeant Major Hurd. Who was the brigade commander?
Colonel Randy Buhiter.
Oh yeah, no, no, no. Was it that guy? Maybe it
Remember it was
was
Buhiter, and then Smith came after Buhiter left.
Smith. Okay, okay. Yeah, yeah. I guess you're right. You're right. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. I remember
Yeah,
Hurd. Hurd.
yeah.
You and Hurd were like the double teaming guys. Like you were like the bulldog, and Hurd was like the Labrador Retriever. He would come in like smooth, right? He was smooth. Yeah, yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
all the stuff you're saying is so friggin' cool, dude. It's so cool to remember back on those days and think that somebody else had my back. I knew you had my back. I knew it, but I didn't know all the dilemmas and stuff that you went through because I'm just
Well,
right. I'm pedaling. I'm pedaling like a sumbitch, right? That's all I'm doing, right?
if I came, if I came and discussed and told you everything that was done and being done, what would you thought of me being a sergeant major? What would you thought then?
Right. Right. Exactly. Exactly. Dude, you're a sage. You are a sage. Exactly. Exactly.
You see, it's just like when people sit up there and everybody looking, the heat I took for you was good heat. Now you think about the heat I took for all that stuff that Townsend did down there. And every time I try to take him out that seat, I get kicked back and get pushed back because nobody wanted to move him because her say he got to take that unit to Korea. Okay. Then the heat that I took for Delta Battery, when my man then went down there, got vehicles on the doggone road down there, the dispatchers got done to rent out. The heat that came from that. And I sat up there and I said, okay. And I said, okay, this is that. Because if I hadn't took that heat, especially on them dispatches, they were getting ready to get a battalion commander, a little reprimand. And I said, oh no, I got to cut this off at the head. I got to cut this off. And any officer in a battalion command seat don't need no general level reprimand or no reprimand period. But I took the heat for that and everything else. That's when I went down there and got the first sergeant and pulled him to the side. And I told him, I said, you know what? You're not doing a good job with this. How in the hell you got 5 vehicles out here? Everybody else dispatches got them straight. And them 5 dispatches got them and them run out 2 days ago. How did that happen? Who checking the damn dispatches? Who checking it? Well, the motor sergeant. I said, okay, well, where you at, first sergeant? Did you check it? Did you go and look? Did you check to see if they had OL 46 or had license? You got 2 of them down there ain't got license. We done went out here and come back on for successful goddamn battalion field problem. And I got 5 goddamn vehicles in this goddamn unit. In the whole battalion. And you got 5 of them right here in Delta Battery. I say, every time I go some damn well, it's Delta Battery, Delta Battery, Delta Battery, or Alpha Battery. Between y'all two, y'all HHB and the rest of them can't fuck up because y'all doing enough for them, this and that. And I said, and I'm catching this shit. I'm catching this heat. I say, but you know what? It's okay. Long as they ain't taking no goddamn money out my check, it's okay. But the thing is, first on, as soon as we get back, you come see me. You come see me. You come see me.
Oh,
But
I remember that voice. I remember that. You come see me, first sergeant. You come see me. I'd be like, oh shit, I'm just standing in a parade dress. I love you, man. I love you. So tell me about being a staff sergeant, being a squad leader. Were you a good squad leader? Did y'all win the best crew and y'all threw the pins on
I
right
wasn't.
and all the cap stuff?
I was a squad leader, a minimum. I won best crew, then we won best platoon, and I think the best when I was at Fort Hood squad leader, and we won best platoon doing the crew drills, evacuating on them shafts. And once we OJT and took over Avengers, instead of being the second best chaparral platoon in the brigade, we became the first best Avenger platoon in the brigade. Because once we OJT and we went to Fort Sill, Oklahoma, and did them live fires. And once we did the live fire, we did I was a platoon sergeant as E6. And what happened was we went down there to shoot, and then and that's when I never forget the battalion commander. He said, "Well, y'all shooting behind the pedestals." I said, "Oh no, my goddamn platoon doing shoot on the move. We gonna do convoy live fire, shoot on the move." So my guys shooting at the turret. They ain't finna put them pedestals on the ground. Because if we gotta protect convoys on the move, then goddamn it, they need to learn how to shoot on the move and shoot that stuff out the air on the move. So we gonna do it all 6. He said, all six of them. And he said, well, you got 8 missiles. I said, yeah, I got 2 shoulder fire missiles, but I'm going to do that. I'm going to give one to the supply. We train a supply clerk and we train the armorer to shoot it. Because these people in these MOSs need to know how to do it just in case in these headquarter platoons or or something happened, they got to defend them NDPs or defend that battery site. They need to learn how to shoot. And all my guys got direct kills in the Avengers. And the supply guy and the armor guy that we trained for 2 weeks each, they did the shoulder fire sting on their shoulders. They got direct kills. So that platoon got 8 kills, 8 direct kills. But
That's awesome.
the whole battery got direct kills, but second and third platoon, they elected to shoot from behind the pedestal. Well, I thought that was enough. We learned how to train miners now. I want to see what my guys could do in them doggone putting them goddamn convoys out. I want to see if my guy can shoot on the move while that team chief or that squad leader driving that damn vehicle. And that's when my platoon leader said, Sergeant Park, I think that's a bit much. I say, sir, let me tell you something. They rating you as what? Platoon leader in this battalion in what? In the brigade. Oh, number 1 platoon leader. Okay, number 1 platoon leader don't do shit from the goddamn ground then. This gonna goddamn take your stock up higher as the platoon leader. And after that, it wasn't 2 weeks later, they moved that guy to an XO job. They moved him to an XO job. And like I told him, he said, you made me platoon. So I said, no. They made you. They made you.
That's right.
Like they made me. So these kids, these guys made us, sir. I didn't make you. I taught you and mentored you to the best of my ability, but they made us. This platoon made us.
Amen. Tell me about some of your soldiers. Have you had a soldier that made you that you're particularly proud of that you remember?
I would tell you, I had not a particular soldier, but I had particular soldiers. Like my first platoon down in Fort Hood, Workhorse Platoon. Now I had guys in there. I had one guy. I had guys in there. Jose Villarreal. He had made Sergeant Major. He used to be a few years ago over at a camp down there in Hattiesburg at Camp Shelby. Then I had another one named Gabrielson, Troy Gabrielson from South Carolina. And then Tracy Hollis, he in Orlando, Florida. But that platoon there alone, and a guy I had named Sergeant First Class Michael Johnson and James K. Breeden, Staff Sergeant Breeden, and Staff Sergeant Benjamin Smith. That platoon there was a platoon. I never had a platoon like that before that functioned like that. As well as I had with Alpha 1-2, that Avenger battery, and Alpha 243, that doggone Patriot battery, and HAB 108. I've just had soldiers that just opened my eyes. Now, I've had some NCOs among soldiers that stood out and everything, but I had this one soldier that I could reluctantly remind in my mind, and she was in Patriot. Female, I can't call her name right now. But this female soldier would outdo the average male soldier any day of the week. And I can't remember her name, but I can see her face, but I can't remember her name. And it wasn't nothing for her to get out there and do whatever you asked her to do. And when last time I seen, she was a master sergeant. And her sergeant major called me to talk to her. She had got selected for the Sergeant Major Academy. She had a retirement in, but she was determined to retire. And then I did all I could do after I talked to her. And like I told him, I said, hey, she ain't gonna turn it loose. She ain't gonna turn it loose. So she gonna retire master sergeant. Let her go.
Amen.
But I can't call her name, say nothing now, Marshall, but I can see her face because her name skips me constantly. But now I would tell you in 552, you, Woodley, Finkley, my maintenance first sergeant, all the first sergeants I had, I would tell you, you guys were the best group of first sergeants that any sergeant major could ever ask for. Even with the stuff Townsend did, I had 6 out of the 7 that I thought, like I told sergeant major, that I thought were great first sergeants. I say, when they ain't down there getting a bunch of DWIs, when they ain't not down there doing a bunch of foolishness and domestic violence and they doing out there, I said, those are great first sergeants I got down there. Because like that day when me and Pritchard got in a conversation, I told him, I said, oh yeah, them great first sergeants. And I said, I don't need nobody to tell me because I know, because when the colonel split my battalion up and took 350 soldiers from 552 and put it in 343, how many problems did you have over there in Saudi Arabia with them doggone soldiers that came 552? So yeah, I guess you got a point on that. I said, I know. Those first on did a great job with them soldiers. They did great jobs with them soldiers. I say, they're going to do little things. That stuff going to happen. But if I had to do it all over again, I probably would. But trust me, if I could pick the same team I had, I probably would. Minus a few jokers in there. I wouldn't want them back with me because, like I told man, it ain't nothing about they can't do the job. They don't want to do the job. And that's why I used to tell Towns all the time. Everybody else get out here and do what they got to do and want to do it. You run around here, you don't want to do this, you don't do that. And you let that commander go do stuff, and then everything he do, he screw it up. And then the battalion commander get chewed out, and he come to me. And I told him, I say, well, when I gave y'all the paperwork, y'all tied my hands on taking Townsend out that seat. So this is what you're gonna get. But if I could pick the same crew again, I would do it.
So if you were gonna go back and live 1 year of your life again, where would it be? When would it be? Where would you go?
1 year of my life. You talking about where? Back in the military?
Anything.
Or anything? If I had to live 1 year of my life, if I had to live 1 year of my life, what would I do? It would probably be going back to Korea again.
Amen.
Korea from 94 to 95.
Oh, yeah, cool. Where were you at?
I was in down at a camp, the one that's over there by Camp Red Cloud.
Stanley? Camp Stanley?
Wee John Boo.
Yeah, Camp Stanley.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Right there, Wee John Boo, Camp Stanley. That's it. Yeah. I would go back there. That's where I would go. Do another live fire down there, Proof Song with them Avengers, and another year over there doing that period of time. That was probably I tell you what, that was probably my most solemn year in the military. The only thing I had to be concerned about, if we went on that MGM River course, I went down there on all them tours down there, visiting them North Korea tunnels.
Right. So tell me about the next part. Tell me about the next Parker that's coming up. You know, there's a super duper grandbaby or somebody that's, tell me about your family. Tell me about what you're proud of.
Well, I always love my family, siblings, all of them. But I guess I'm mostly proud of some of them most of my grandchildren, especially granddaughters, because I got about 18 grandkids, and most of them are girls. I got about 4 or 5 grandsons. But anyway, I got one down there in the Dallas area, works for Texas Instruments and IBM. I got one that's finishing up school at University of Texas at Austin down there. And I got another one in Houston. She works for oil refinery. I got one up here in San Antonio. Now her parents, most of their parents up in the D.C., Virginia area, because her daddy is he was in the army, but he's in the active AGR right now. And the other one, my other son, is in the Marines. He's in the Virginia area. And then I got one over there in Spain in the Air Force. But I'm mostly thinking about my grandkids, and hopefully, that they grow up and they, become a lot more responsible and a lot more dedicated to things and not just look at what they can do and what they can get and become responsible individuals, responsible adults. But the main thing I'm hoping, like I told my granddaughters, thank God none of them have kids yet because, like I told them, you don't need no children yet because you still acting like a child at the age you are. And hopefully they
Amen.
start maturing and get better with that because when they bring kids in this world, uh, that's my concern right there. Them great grandkids, how they gonna bring them up?
Right. Right. I think I believe that we're all connected in some way, that we're mirror images of each other, that you are my best counsel. If I will listen to you, like when you were my boss, the best thing I could do ever was just listen to you. Just listen and take 90% of what you said and apply it to everything and know that all the intentions that you gave me the advice were good. Every time you said, "Look, for sergeant, you're an idiot," I you didn't say it that way. But I had to look at it like, let me sit still and let me be mentored for a minute. And dude, you were so good at it. You were so good at it, and I enjoyed every minute of it. Thank you for the chance to succeed in your organization.
And
You
thank you
gave me a
for
chance.
no, thank you for allowing me to. But and I knew that was gonna be a hard task for you, that HHB, because like I said, because I don't know how much you were paying attention, but every time you look around, you see Heard. Every time he came down there, first thing he was asking, how's that HHB first sergeant doing? I said, he's doing all right. He's doing all right. Because I'm telling you now, they watch you like a hawk. And I wasn't gonna tell you none of this stuff because I fell on my sword on that one. And just like I told Colonel Whatchgall when he left, and then Colonel Bodan when he showed up, and I say I fall on my sword again for that. But I say it's a difference. I say it's just something I seen about him and how he was carrying himself and how he was doing. I say cause HHB need that energy he got. They need that energy. And I say his administrative skills are good. Everything he's doing is right. He's just that. I say, yeah, he a little high, he a little high tech. But that's what I needed, that high energy in HHB. Because HHB is them laid back batteries. And I need him to fire them up over there. And just like I told them about doing E7s over there when I pulled them to the side and put them in my office and talked to them, which I never told anybody about it. So I'm gonna tell y'all something. The first time you go challenge my goddamn first sergeant, you gotta find you a new home up out of here. He tell you do
Oh
something.
no.
If you think it's a problem, you need to sit down and talk to him and the commander. But the first time one of you motherfuckers go challenge him and he get back to me, you leave in this battalion and you leave in this motherfucker running. Trust me. And that's out there, that's it.
Oh,
But Luther
dude,
told me, Luther say,
dude.
he say, you think you need to tell me? No, Marsh don't need to know this. Just between me and you and them E7s. I say, he'll find out later on down the road probably. But the thing is, and I told him, I say, once he get that sequence number, shit, I'm good then. I said, all I'm waiting on him to get a sequence number. Cause now, motherfucker go challenge him now, and he get frocked. I'm gonna be watching around that corner, see how he handle his business with that motherfucker that come challenge him. Cause if he don't,
Oh, that's
then I'm gonna
funny.
goddamn be talking to him. But I know he gonna
That's
handle it. I
funny.
know he gonna handle it.
That's funny. Thank you, dude. I feel like I just need to give you a big hug. You were such a protector for me. Thank you. That was so much fun to hear you
No,
talk
don't say
about
that.
that.
I was a military. Don't say protector. The thing is this. I knew, see, because all those guys, I had put council statements on because I'd offered those guys, some of them guys you had, I offered them units. And and they didn't want them line units. And some of them other E7s that stepped up and took them line units. And I said, okay. And I wrote everybody's name down. And I gave them council statements when they didn't take a unit. You turn down a unit once and I cancel you, you don't get a chance to get another one. No, 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 no. Because I got that paperwork on me. So when I did what I had to do, and just like when me and her were talking, Well, her say, hey, I'm going up here, this and that. I said, okay, well, here's some names. He said, okay, I got you. He said, well, I know him. I said, yeah, I want to make sure you know who my goddamn first songs are. Because when you come back and I look on that sheet and I don't see what I need to see, we got to have a good discussion. He said, all right, okay, we good. But that's why I told a couple of them guys. And then that's when all y'all start. Well, I remember when all y'all got it and all them motherfuckers started rushing to my office. Talking about, Sergeant Major, I didn't come out on the list. Well, what the fuck you look at? What list? Oh, I thought I gonna make you eight. Hey, what the fuck job you doing? How you think you gonna make E8? You ain't even sitting one of them hard jobs like them guys sitting in. Man, get on out my office with that crap. But yeah, well, it's good seeing you. And because I see you out there riding your bike.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So tell me about how your career ended. Tell me about you hanging up the hat. How did that go?
Well, you want to stay a little longer. But once you done did everything you need to do, it's time to move over, let somebody else take that saddle and ride that horse. So it was time to go. I think it went okay. I think it went well as it did. And the thing is, like I said, then I think about a few months later, I took a job, went to Afghanistan as a contractor. I was over there in Kabul for a minute. Then I moved down to Kunduz. And then I went down there. I stayed over there about 7 years. I came from over there. I was sick of that because that's rough on you over there, contractor and them soldiers over there, man. And those people over there, I don't know. I don't know what they want out of life, and I just don't know what they wanted. But I tell you this now, the only people benefited over there was the contractors, the people that own them contracting companies. They benefited big time over there. But after that, I came back and I started.
Amen. They
working
get paid $170,000 and they put 70 grand in their pocket.
Yeah, but see them contractors, you might make that money, but your life is on the line daily over there, ins and out. Even when them boys hit our camp in 2013, July the 3rd, which was 4th of July back here, but July 3rd over there. But man, they hit us. We lost a lot of people. We lost some folks over there and everything else. And that's when my wife called me, and I think some of my grandkids and everything else. That's when I told them I had made my mind up, because 6 months later I came home. I was through with that because
Amen.
I'm telling you, it's rugged over there. You got the Taliban, you got the Haqqani network, you got Al Qaeda, you got all kind of factions over there, and they trying to get them contractors and get them soldiers. And if the U.S. went over there controlling that thing from day one to now and controlling it, man, we all been hurt over there. We all would have been hurt.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So, like, if you could give a message to your grandkids about your service to the United States Army and give them some kind of advice for the future, what kind of things would you tell your grandkids?
If you're gonna go into service, be all in. If you can't be all in, don't do it. If your heart ain't in it, don't do it. If it's too much for you, stay away from it. But you can serve in other capacities, missionaries or whatever else you want to do. But if you're gonna do something, and it's just like what President John F. K. say, not ask what your country can do for you, but what can you do for your country?
Amen.
So don't always look for 100% receive and 0% give. It's either 50-50. 50% give, 50% receive. If you're in the receive mode, not in the give mode, you're on the wrong end of the stick. I always say it. And because it's just like this old saying said, John 3:16, for God so loved the world, he gave his only begotten son. He who believes in him should not ever die, but have everlasting life. And He sent his son into the world not to condemn the world, but through him the world was saved. So that's John 3:16, 3:17. Got to give something because the Lord gave us something. He gave all us life and brought us here. So that's
Amen.
why I try to stress that to them as much as possible to anybody. Not only them, but to anybody. You don't get you looking for something. If you're looking for something to receive, then you give something. You
Right.
receive and give.
Right. Right. The giver is blessed, and the receiver is blessed also, and it's a big circle, right? You, my friend, are a blessing. You were a blessing a long time ago. You're a blessing now. It's so cool. I have some pictures of you in that sumo wrestling suit. Remember that from that day? Remember that? I have those pictures. They're out there, dude. You are bumping up, with that crazy suit. Remember that day? That was
Right,
so
I
much
remember.
fun.
I remember
So much
the sumo
fun. You
wrestling.
and Colonel Simonelli were awesome. We had Major Tedesco. Um, I had, oh my gosh, such wonderful folks, right? Such wonderful folks. Captain Jackson. Um, oh my gosh, right? I mean, such blessed times. John E. Parker, Command Sergeant Major retired. You, dude, are a blessing to me. Thank you so much for talking to
You
me
welcome.
and being a part of my life. And I just, it's just an honor, man. It's just really an honor. I'm telling you, man, I walked out of your office so many times thinking, I am the most screwed up individual in the whole world.
No, 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 no.
But you taught me so much, man. You did. You of so I talked highly of my very first squad leader. I talked very highly of Frank Calderon. He was a staff sergeant. I was a sergeant, and I talked highly of
Calderon,
you. There's three guys. Yeah, you know Frank Calderon.
yeah, he used to be the first on Alpha 17. He was in the 108 Brigade with me. Yeah, old Frank. I know Frank.
He was one of my greatest squad leaders, dude. He was
Oh,
man,
yeah, Frank. Oh, Frank
Frank
Calderon.
Frank Calderon. Yeah, yeah. So you know, look, it's we're all. I believe that we're all spiritual beings having a human experience.
That's right.
I believe I believe that you're a mirror image of me. The only difference is you grew up where you grew up, and I grew up where I grew up, but we're all the same. We're the same.
Right.
There's no
Exactly.
difference. There's no difference. And I believe that if we could find a way to join our minds and think differently about this world, that we would be in heaven, just like Jesus talked about, just like those concepts. But we've allowed things to cloud our memory, to put a veil over
Yeah.
us, right? So that's what I believe. I really believe that with my whole heart, and I love you. I love you. If you called
Back
me
at you.
today, tomorrow, and said, I need you, I need you, come see me, I'm there. I'm there, dude. I'm gonna go help Johnny Parker. Damn it, because you're my friend, dude. You're my foxhole buddy, and I love you.
Back at you.
Yeah. So, hey, before we get out of here, you got to call the unit. You got to call your battalion to attention, and you got to
Oh,
salute.
no.
You got to salute and sign out. You got to say, Sergeant Major Parker signing out or some shit like that, right?
Oh,
You
man.
got
You
to.
going to
It's
make
a
me do
rule,
that?
dude. It's a rule. You know it's gonna
All
make your
right.
heart pump. You know it's gonna make your heart pump when you call the battalion to attention. You're gonna lose your mind, right? How long has it been? How long has it been?
Oh, man. What's this? 2021? Been 13 years.
Dude, right? You are the friggin' man. You are a stud among studs. I'm so proud to know you, man.
You ready?
Yeah. Go for it.
Battalion. Attention. Home. Saw Major Parker signing out.
Oh, boom! That's it, dude. That's perfect. Yay! Isn't that really cool? Doesn't that make your heart pump like right there, right, dude? That makes your heart pump. That's so friggin' cool. That's what it's all about, dude. Remember those days? Remember standing out in front of all of us, friggin' full of friggin' testosterone and friggin' ready to
Oh, yeah.
go, just ready to go kill something, right? We were, dude. You were our leader, man. You are our leader. I love you, dude. You're a stud, man. You're awesome.
All right. Take care, Marshall. And I like this. I like what you're doing here. I like this.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Well,
I like this.
dude, look, I'm trying to get our stories, all of our stories told before we get sick and before we, Maggot, wasn't Maggot one of your first sergeants?
Maggot, yeah, he was what you call first. He was McGovern, but he was there
Yeah.
for a minute, and then he left. He left when you came. When you came, he had just left.
All this started because of Maggot. All this started because of the tumor that Maggot got. Maggot was a good buddy of mine, and so I started this after Maggot got sick. And so anyway, dude, I love you. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure. You have a great night.
You too.
I salute you.
Marshall in the middle.